Okay, it's time to hook these up. Now, this was the hot water line I determined from before. And so I want the line here that has the red, there's a little red stripe on there. I don't know if you can really see that or not. I think you can. That's why I knew that one went to the hot side. Okay, I'm just going to put that up in there and tighten her down. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, which I hope you have, on most occasions I put Teflon tape around this. Well, technically, these flexi lines are designed, when you tighten them up, there's a bushing in here. If you tighten them up just right, they should not leak. I'm going to try that this time without putting any Teflon tape. Okay, just the trick is when you put the nuts on and when you're tightening it down, don't over tighten it because you could then make a leak. Okay, so I'm going to put those snug on the hot water side and the cold water side. I'm going to make them snug. Then I'll turn the water on and everything, and if it's dripping ever so little, then I can kind of cinch it up a 1/16 of a turn, another 1/16, another 1/16, something like that, until it stops dripping. If it were to drip. If it's not going to drip, then I've got it fine. Okay? There's a tip for you. Got that completed. You remember this other pipe that I've got to screw back on there? I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put Teflon tape on there just because I can reach it and it's easy enough to do before I get back up there. Okay? Do you have to put Teflon tape? Probably not, but because it's right there, I'm going to do it anyways. Glad I had some of this at home. I had to run back and get some. The trick with this is you want to put it on there nice and even. Oops. I don't want to get it over too far. And you want to put it in the same direction as the nut's going to go on there, you know? Because if you don't, I got too much on there. If you don't, then when you put your nut on there, you could start loosening up the Teflon tape. You know? So the wrap has to go the same direction as the nut. Okay? Like that. Alright. I'm going to put that up there now. You remember, up above there, there's another nut. Okay? So there's a little nut here where I got to hang on to this. With a little pair of pliers or crescent wrench right there. I can tighten up that other top nut on there. You got to make sure to do that so that you get a good connection. Now here's the hose that I connected up there. Okay, now they give you these things, and it's just a split ring. See, I can put that over that hose. This is just like a weight. And that's going to be a weight. You see that? It's split like that, and it takes these two screws, and I'm gonna attach that on to this hose here. This hose right here, and that's the hose that goes up. And when you pull this out, you know, that's that hose. So when you push it back down, it helps it slide down. You don't really need it, but they always give them to you, and it's always kind of a nice idea to do that. That way it kind of gets in there because you've got that weight that's kind of helping pull that back down. So before I hooked up that hose down there, I had to route it in just a way. I had to route this hose in just a way, you know, in front of pipes, behind pipes, whatever, so it goes straight up and down. So take a look at that before you tighten that up. Alright? Okay, put that weight on now. Okay, I got that. See there? That's how you're going to do it. I got that attached, and I didn't want it. You don't want to put it up too high, then you can only pull it out so far, but you don't want to get this down so low that it's beyond your loop down here. So I got it in about the right spot. I mean, I pulled this out of here. I pulled this out, and I got plenty. Okay? Kind of helps it to a certain extent. Okay? What you gonna do now? I think we're ready, by golly. We're gonna turn the water back on, the hot water and the cold water. We're gonna see how it works. Okay, I got the water on. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, nothing. If yours does that, don't fret. What you got to do is you got to pull this out sideways like that. Okay? And then there's a little deal up here. You can flip it for waterfall or just straight. Okay, so to the side turns it on and off. And then down or up is hot. See there's a red and blue mark here on the side. So down is cold. Sure enough, we got cold water, and up, when you have it over, up is hot. And it's feeling hot. And man, that air gap for the dishwasher is just right there. It gives just enough. If yours is hitting, you could loosen up the nut underneath here and slide it over and then retighten it up. You know? It fits. Alright, there you go. Pull this out. Rinse all this stuff out. Wow, that's pretty cool. See, you don't need a plumber. You can do all of these little projects on your own. You put this faucet in, you're going to save yourself some money, give you some satisfaction that you did it yourself too. Once you do one little project around the house, you're going to want to do more. And the more you do, it's just the better you get. Once you think you're done, make sure you turn the water on and get back up in there and look around with your flashlight and make sure you don't see any drips. You let it run maybe 4 or 5 minutes. You could even dry this up, and then after a while you can tap down there with some toilet paper or Kleenex or anything like that. If it's a little bit wet, you know you've got a little drip if you don't see a drip. Okay? But check it out. Don't call it good and then find out it's dripping just a hair and all you had to do was tighten that little nut up or something like that. So I'm going to get back down under there and check it out one more time. You do the same. Now, how much would a plumber have charged you to come out to your house and take your old faucet out and put a new faucet in? That remains to be seen. Different parts of the country, it's different costs, you know. I'm going to guess maybe $125. It could even be $175 or so. It just depends. If your lines are long enough and if there's no leaks and how old your existing faucet is and all that kind of stuff. So think twice before calling a plumber. You can do it yourself.